7 a.m., reports of that there was a fire in our county that seemed to have been spreading. People had just dropped their children off at school, were either headed back home or headed to work, headed on their commute. And the next thing you know, it was just barreling down on them.
The skies were black. The sun was blotted out. It was terrible. Cars were lighting on fire, tires were melting, and people were having to get out of their vehicles and just try and run. Teachers loaded these kids up on buses, and bus drivers drove them through flames.
I couldn't imagine that as a parent. Leaving a town that's burning down, not knowing if your child's on the bus. After the campfire, by 8:30 a.m., most of the town was gone already.
All of these people are displaced. They only have whatever they were able to shove in their car. A lot of times it's only the clothes on their back and maybe a bag.
The S.W.E.A.T.S program in California includes various sub-program components. The S.W.E.A.T.S program is a unique sub-program component that we've added over the years that's specifically designed to mitigate the impacts of a natural disaster, emergency, or weather-related event on low-income households.
We deliver these services in partnership with our local service providers statewide.
S.W.E.A.T.S is an acronym for Severe Weather Energy Assistance and Transportation Services. In times of emergency or terrible weather, your CSD let us know we're authorized to use S.W.E.A.T.S if needed.
Dispatch, packets of fire all around.
We did have the campfire in 2018 where 1/4 of the population of our county were evacuated. 14,000 homes were destroyed. Those are a lot of homes that aren't going to need utility assistance, and so we can take that funding and pivot it towards S.W.E.A.T.S.
This was our first activation, so we have to look at all the open files we have. We have to look at all the open applications we have, and then once we decide what we're doing, we reach back out and say, okay, we're activating S.W.E.A.T.S. This is what we're allotting to it. The campfire spread very quickly through a very populated town.
There's paradise, and this whole area is what was lost.
The majority of the people lost their homes, or they were evacuated on the cusp of losing their home. We had large chain stores that the parking lots were full of tents. They needed a place to go where they could shower, they could eat, and it wasn't in a car, and it wasn't in a tent, and it wasn't in a parking lot.
Because it's already a component of the S.W.E.A.T.S program, our providers are able to move very quickly in the first days of the onset of the crisis.
People were coming to us saying, I applied for this, and this, but I have to wait, it takes 40 hours, I have to provide all of this paperwork, and we were like, okay, do you have a driver's license that has your address on it, and can you confirm that you're low income? Yes, yes, okay, let's make arrangements. We would fill out all the necessary documents and contact everybody and get a hold of the hotels or the motel or RV park for the temporary shelter. I'm assuming that it was probably an overwhelming feeling of gratefulness and relief.
The ability for us who are here on the ground to be able to step into that gap while the federal government does mobilize and provide assistance, it's imperative. We prioritized elderly people and we prioritized families that had kids.
We took all of the things we learned from that and we made them better.
Our local service providers have been implementing S.W.E.A.T services more regularly as we continue to experience increase of the number and scale of natural disasters in California.
I think it's very important as we start seeing increasing effects of these massive wildfires that enough funding is available for us to utilize S.W.E.A.T.S. It's just an immediate, on-the-ground source of funds that we can use to help the most vulnerable people in this time of crisis.